Hello and welcome to Perky Penny Papers. Today is part 2 of my quick and easy minimal supply Christmas card series, and I'm going to create some beautiful cards using tissue paper. Check out all these beautiful papers. There are papers for Christmas and frankly for any other occasion you may need to make a card for. The colors are so vibrant. Just wait until you see the tissue paper with the white background. It really makes it pop. While creating these cards, I was struck by several tidbits. First, tissue paper can be incredibly easy and forgiving to work with if you're careful. 2, there's a huge variety of papers that are available in a multitude of finishes. And lastly, the fact that these beautiful papers are fairly inexpensive. There are 3 main ingredients for making these card panels. Adhesive to adhere the tissue paper to the card panel. In this case, I used Elmer's Craft Bond spray adhesive. This does produce fumes, and it's important to only spray it in a ventilated area. I would typically spray this outside, but for the purposes of this video, I will use this box that has nice high sides to protect everything from being sprayed with adhesive. Tissue paper. I cut out a section of each of my tissue papers using a 4 1/4 inch by 5 1/2 inch card panel as a guide. Sometimes I cut with scissors, sometimes I just tear carefully. Okay, well, maybe not so carefully in all instances, but we're going to let that go and move on. And card panels. Today I'll be using the aforementioned 4 1/4 inch by 5 1/2 inch panels, with one exception. This is a very quick and easy process. I start by laying the tissue paper face down in the box and spray it quickly with the adhesive spray. Don't put on too much. I did that once and I regretted it. So just a light spray all over the back of the paper is all you need. I dabbed the paper with one finger to pick it up, and I was careful not to wrinkle it or let it stick together. I then placed the paper on the panel that was laid flat on my glass craft mat and used my bone folder to smooth out wrinkles and bubbles. I found that I was able to gently pull the paper back on itself as well if I needed to make any adjustments. Cleanup was just a matter of wiping down the glass mat and my bone folder with a baby wipe. Check out these results. I was just amazed each time I did this. I also tried several different designs. One thing that's great about tissue paper is that there's typically a coordinating solid color, or 2. I took advantage of that on this card, where I cut an angle on the pattern piece, and then took the coordinating blue tissue paper and lined it up on the straight edge with the angle to create this panel. Next up, I took this beautiful foiled floral pattern and adhered it to a panel, but missed the top area of the panel by accident. This was easily fixed by just cutting the bottom off and then lining up the piece with the pattern on the top of the tissue paper. I used the leaf in the middle as a guide, placing it down carefully and then pressing it down with my bone folder. Isn't this awesome? You can't even tell there's a gap where the 2 pieces meld together. They just meld together perfectly. I then took the coordinating green and made a strip where one edge has a straight edge and one edge was torn. The pattern showed through ever so slightly and it looks great. After about an hour, here are all the beautiful backgrounds I created. Each one's so pretty, and they make great cards too. Here are the cards I created using these panels and items I purchased at my local shops. This card is embellished with metallic green pipe cleaners and a sentiment that was part of a Christmas tag sticker. I just cut out the words and snipped the end of the shape to make it look like a tag and stuck it on the card. The sentiment on this card is also from a Christmas tag sticker. I cut out the to and from that was below greetings and then realigned and attached the bottom border again. I attached it to a piece of cardstock and popped it up with some foam squares. I felt like the ho 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 was all we needed to say in this card. It's not a typical card size, so that I could take full advantage of those words. Remember, all the measurements are available in the blog post that is linked in the description of this video. So after you've watched this video, hop on over there if you need more specific instructions. I took the panel and cut it in half at an angle for this next card. I lined the panels up on the front of the card and drew pencil lines to help me remember where to stamp my sentiment. I stamped my sentiment and then adhered the pieces to the card base on either side, excuse me. And then I trimmed the ends at the top and the bottom of the card. A small gold strip is attached to either side of the sentiment to add some extra shine. Here's the card where I used the coordinating solid color on the bottom. It turned out so fun and bright. I love the retro vibe of it. All I needed to make this panel into a card was a silver glitter strip and this doodlebug sentiment from my stash. This one is just a simple, it's just the simple panel attached to the card base with a sticker on the front. Although I really love this sticker, and this may actually be my favorite card from the collection. And here is a peek at all of the other patterns I played with today. Aren't they beautiful? The pink flowers just kill me. I'm going to set these panels aside until the spring. Once again, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate the thumbs up and comments. Be sure you have subscribed and hit the notifications button so you don't miss part 3 of this series and all my other content. You won't believe what I'll be using next time. I'll keep it a surprise so you have something to look forward to. Bye-bye for now, and happy card making!